Another year where I rank my top 5 games I played. Let's get going. Starting off the list, This Pelote tells the story of Julian Cordero on his perspective of Ecuador's qualification for the 2002 FIFA World Cup. While it looks like another football game, it is not. Based on real memories and events, it gives an insight on how the sport brings the community together rather than taking control of a football team against the AI. Snowpack openings, microtransactions, and scripted gameplay moments, none of that. He's just a little mischievous boy who likes to play ball around his neighborhood. With its improvised dialogue and creative art direction, the game is a short and sweet game that will leave a lasting impression. Landing at the number 4 spot, I picked Firewatch, a game I heard so much about throughout the years, but I never understood why. Now I do. You play as Henry, a husband with a demented wife, after a series of events leading to taking his toll. Henry escapes to the wilderness of Wyoming for some self-reflection. It looks like a simple Firewatch job in the middle of nowhere. The story soon becomes a mystery thriller as people go missing to someone stalking you while confronting your past as the modern race holds a dark secret. The world is beautifully crafted. It's one of those open worlds you will have to stop every few seconds to get in view. If it only had a proper photo mode. For a game that only takes 3 to 6 hours to complete, it is filled with depth and I'm surprised we haven't seen a new game from developers. Moving on to number 3, Ghost of Tsushima was my favorite game of 2020, so when Ghost of Yotei was announced, you bet I was excited. Like I said in my Ghost of Yotei review, the game improves on almost everything. Almost. The open world is somehow even more lush and stunning, returning a new side activities that doesn't feel like a chore. Exploration feels like engaging thanks to lack of UI, not overwhelming you with information, letting you explore at your own pace. Gameplay is still as fun as ever, slashing through enemies as you hear the screams and begging for mercy never gets old. The character customization for Atsu is amazing. If Sucker Punch could only add a transmog option, then it would be perfect. The big disappointment came with story. I felt the non-linear story structure and pacing ruined what would have been a perfect sequel to Tsushima. All in all, Ghost of Yotei is a worthy sequel, and Sucker Punch keeps a good streak of making good games. Just falling short of number 2 one spot is Claire Obscure Expedition 33. Like many, I couldn't have predicted the massive success Claire Obscure would have, and I certainly didn't plan to buy the game, but since everybody hyped it up, I was persuaded and I'm glad I took the leap. What I loved about Expedition 33 was the gameplay, as it revitalized the turn-based gameplay system. A simple add-on of having to parry and dodge an enemy's attack makes the turn-based combat more fun than it has any right to. The story brought a lot of twists and turns that I didn't see coming and teaches valuable lessons about learning how to move on and not cling to the past. The visuals are gorgeous and I really wish the game had a photo mode at launch, and with the studio 30 people and former Ubisoft employees, I wasn't surprised to see it win Game of the Year in 2025. Take that, Ubisoft. Why Expedition 33 isn't higher is due to the facial animation looking weird at times, most likely due to having a lower budget. And once you learn to maximize your party's abilities, the game becomes too easy, even on the hard difficulty modes. And I'm just burned out on RPGs. Finally, my number 1 is, well, after all the announcement that the game was in 2024, as someone who's a big fan of Batman Telltale games and Invincibles, I was immediately sold on superhero workplace comedy Dispatch. You play as Robert Robinson, who is a superhero alter ego Mecha Man, which is a parody of Iron Man, who gets his suit destroyed in a failed quest for revenge. Hired by a superhero dispatch network, Robert has to use experience to guide and mentor a bunch of low-level villains so they become heroes. I love the story, the characters, and the animation. You can feel the passion and happiness through the screen from each voice actor, no matter how small of a role they had. The only flaw, if I had to be nitpicky, is comparing Dispatch to Telltale games. This especially feels more like an interactive TV show rather than a video game, since you don't get to control a character and move them around in like a sandbox level. Also, I've been meaning to get all the achievements on Steam, but there's that one achievement that's bugged me. And while the was up after the game patched the bug, I still seem can't get it, so I just gave up on it. Another year, guys, and thanks so much for watching this video as usual. Let me know what your top games were this year, and I'll see you next one.